It was an ordinary night, just another babysitting gig for a nervous teenager. Meet our protagonist, a jittery adolescent with a knack for attracting the unusual. He's found himself within the familiar confines of a typical suburban home. The soft hum of the refrigerator, his only company, the house bathed in the warm glow of evening lights, held promises of a quiet night, the little ones entrusting their dreams to his care. But as the grandfather clock echoed its chime, little did he know the night was about to take a chilling turn. The children were tucked in, the house quiet, when suddenly a low voice echoed from downstairs. It was a sound that could send shivers down the spine of the bravest, let alone a teenage babysitter who was already on edge. The soft murmur, barely discernible, was enough to make the hair on the back of his neck stand up. Alone in the house, the silence was deafening, amplifying the distant whispers from below. Every creak of the house, every rustle from outside seemed to blend with the voice, creating a symphony of fear. His mind started to paint pictures of what could be lurking downstairs. He thought of horror stories he'd heard of shadowy figures and unseen threats. His heart pounded in his chest like a drum, matching the rhythm of his escalating fear. The responsibility weighed heavily on him. He was the protector of these innocent children, their guardian for the night. He couldn't let his fear paralyze him. He had to be brave. He had to find out what was happening. But the thought of venturing into the unknown was daunting. The voice continued, a low hum that seemed to vibrate through the house. Each syllable, each pause filled the air with an eerie sense of dread. Summoning all his courage, he decided to face the unknown. He had to investigate, had to ensure the safety of the little ones sleeping upstairs. Steeling himself, feeling the adrenaline surge through his veins, his heart was a wild beast in his chest, his palms sweaty. He was a lone warrior, about to embark on a journey into the heart of fear. With a deep breath, he began to descend the stairs, each step echoing in the silent house. As he descended the stairs, the voice became clearer, but no less unnerving. Each step echoed in the silence of the house, amplifying the palpable tension in the air. It was as if the very walls were holding their breath, waiting for the unknown to be revealed. He moved with deliberate slowness, his senses heightened in the eerie stillness. Every creak of the wooden stairs under his weight felt like a drumbeat in a symphony of suspense. He strained to make sense of the words, but they remained just out of his grasp, like whispers in a dream. "Hello?" The rhythmic murmur. The voice was an uninvited guest in the peaceful afternoon, turning a mundane babysitting job into a chilling mystery. The fear, which had initially been a nagging worry at the back of his mind, now grew with every step he took. It was a living entity, wrapping its icy tendrils around his heart, squeezing tighter with every beat. The voice droned on, oblivious to the terror it was instilling. As he neared the base of the stairs, the cool touch of the banister under his trembling hands was the only reality he could cling to. Everything else seemed to be swallowed by the growing dread of the unknown. The voice, once a distant murmur, was now an ominous rumble, a storm brewing in the quiet house. His mind raced with terrifying possibilities. Who could it be? A burglar? A ghost? The questions added fuel to the fire of his fear, making him almost too scared to continue. But he had to know. He had to face whatever was waiting for him at the bottom of the stairs. The voice paused momentarily, as if sensing his approach, before resuming its low discourse. His heart pounded in his chest as he reached the bottom of the stairs. The voice now unmistakable. There, in the dimly lit living room, he found the source of the voice. His heart pounded in his chest as he appeared into the room. There, perched on a stand with the family's two parrots, their feathers vibrant bursts of color even in the low light, their eyes intelligent and mischievous, watched him curiously. The shock of the revelation left him momentarily frozen. The voice, the one that had sent chills racing down his spine, was nothing more than the mimicry of the parrots. A wave of relief washed over him, so overwhelming that he had to lean against the wall for support. He let out a shaky laugh, a sound of pure, unadulterated relief. Still chuckling, he approached the birds. They cocked their heads to one side, observing him with a keen interest. One of them squawked again, perfectly imitating the sound of a human voice. The absurdity of the situation hit him. Then he'd been terrified, absolutely convinced that there was an intruder in the house, when in reality it had been the family pets all along. He would always remember the mixture of fear and amusement that filled him that night. It was a story he would tell again and again, each time with a fond smile. In the end, it was a tale of unexpected humor, a tale of how he was fooled by two clever talking birds. He would never forget the night he was scared by a pair of talking birds. With a laugh, he returned to his duties. The tension of the night evaporated. The rest of the evening unfolded in a much more relaxed manner. The birds, now his unexpected companions, continued their chatter, filling the silence with their mimicry. The long shadows of the house now seemed to dance with a light-hearted air, and the night that had begun with trepidation ended with an unexpected camaraderie. In the quiet moments, he found himself reflecting on the evening's unexpected turn of events. He marveled at the way fear could twist reality, how a harmless chatter could transform into a horrifying voice in the dark. The evening had started with a shroud of terror, but ended in laughter and relief. As he finally locked the door behind him, he couldn't help but chuckle at the absurdity of it all. Next time, he would remember to ask if the pets could talk before accepting the job.